My name is Amy Johnson Crow. I'm a professional genealogist, and I help family history enthusiasts with practical tips and advice so they can make more discoveries about their family trees and have more fun doing it. And what I want to talk about this morning are some news items that are happening in the world of genealogy and family history. So the biggest item this week is news that broke just yesterday. Ancestry.com announced the launch of a new website. They have launched Ancestry Mexico. So it's at ancestry.mx. Just like Ancestry has sites for Italy and Germany, Canada, and the UK, they've added Mexico to the mix. And they've launched the site with, I want to make sure I get the figure right, more than 220 million searchable records on Ancestry Mexico. What's cool about this announcement also is the fact that through November 2nd, you can register and get free access to those records. So if you have Mexican research that you need to do, now would be a good time to check out what Ancestry offers at Ancestry Mexico. And the details for that are on the Ancestry blog. And just as a quick note, all of the news items that I'm going to be talking about, I will be adding to my blog later, either today or early in the morning. And I will be putting them up on my site, and it'll be at amyjohnsoncrow.com/show notes. amyjohnsoncrow.com/show notes. So, where were we? Mexico. So if you have research to do in Mexico, this weekend would be a great time to check out what Ancestry is offering, because they do have free access for those Mexican records through November 2nd. All 220 million of those records. So that should be fun. All right. I love online education. If I didn't, I wouldn't be on Periscope right now. So I feel obliged to mention that Legacy, the people who produce the Family Tree webinars, they have launched a brand new website. It's the same domain name. It's still at familytreewebinars.com, but they have redesigned the site. You can now watch the videos on your mobile device, and you can create playlists. So if you have a group of webinars that you want to make sure that you watch, you can put them together in a playlist, kind of like you would putting together songs on iTunes. So that's a neat little development from the folks over at Legacy. All right, I have to admit it, I love books. You know, I'm a librarian, so, you know, what can I say? But I've always loved books. I love genealogy, and you put those two things together and you add a sale. Oh, that's awesome. And the folks over at Family Tree Magazine is having a sale. All of their books through November 1st, all of their books are 30% off. So now would be a really great time to do some holiday shopping, even if you're holiday shopping for yourself. Yeah, I do that. I will buy myself holiday presents. But again, that's over at Family Tree Magazine. All of their books are 30% off if you use a coupon code, and it's OCT Books. So OCT Books over at familytreemagazine.com, and just click on shop. But when you check out to get that 30% off through November 1st, just make sure that you use that coupon code, OCT Books, when you check out. All right, so we've had great big collections. We've had websites redesigned. We've had books that are on sale. Want to feature one more thing that I think is really cool. Digital North Carolina, which they have put up so many newspapers and other wonderful resources for researchers in the state of North Carolina. They have added more editions to a newspaper called the Carolina Times. And this is an African-American newspaper that was published in Durham, North Carolina. And the Carolina Times included news not only of the Durham area, but also the entire state of North Carolina, as well as national issues. So if you have African American research in North Carolina, you'll want to take a look at the Digital North Carolina website for the new, it's not a new collection, but they have added to it. They've added more editions of the Carolina Times, which, you know, I love African American newspapers. They are so rich in details. I love newspapers in general, but to find African American newspapers and have them digitized and put online like they've done there at Digital North Carolina, awesome, awesome stuff. So again, I know that you might have furiously been taking notes, and that's great if you did. But I want to remind you that I will be putting up either later today or tomorrow. I will be putting up on my blog. I'll be putting up all the links and recap of all of the stories that I've mentioned here today, and that will be available at amyjohnsоncrow.com/show notes. amyjohnsоncrow.com/show notes. And if you go to that URL right now, you'll actually find the show notes from last week's show, where we talked about editions about Swedish records and all sorts of other cool things. So you can just kind of keep going to that URL, and all of my show notes will just keep adding up there on that site. So that's all that I have for you here this morning. Again, some great news for Mexican research, North Carolina research, webinars, and books on sale. It's a good day in genealogy. So again, my name is Amy Johnson Crow. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this and you're not already following me here on Periscope, please do. If you are on the Periscope app and you're on your iPhone or iPad, just swipe left to right, click on, oh, you're quite welcome. If you're on an iPhone and you want to follow me, just swipe left to right, tap on my profile, and tap follow. If you're on an Android device, swipe up and you can do the same thing. And feel free to share this broadcast with your followers as well. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.